Hey there guys, what is going on? Welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we are of course going to be, as you can probably tell by the title, we're going to be taking a look at how to level up your weapons much faster in Cold War, which is a fairly interesting topic. They did increase the experience that you do gain fairly recently. Like they made it a little bit better than it was previously because it was just absolutely terrible. It's not too bad now. It is probably still a touch slow when we do compare it to some of the other games, but we do have some tips here for you today that will make your journey to getting those higher unlocks and level attachments and stuff like that a lot faster, because there is a few things that you can do to make your time easier in this game. Just before we do get into the first of our tips here, make sure you do hit that subscribe button with those notifications turned on. I do very much appreciate it and it does very much help me out. We've only got a few days left before the end of the year and we're still trying to hit 4,000 subscribers by then. So if you could help me out, make sure you do hit that subscribe button. Anyway, let's just jump straight into our first tip here, which is of course to talk about double XP again. Now, I know this is going to be another one of those videos that's basically just telling you how to use and when to use a double XP token, but it's basically as simple as that. Really, double XP tokens and stuff like that and double XP periods of time, weekends and other things are so important for those unlock periods. Essentially, you can take a weapon from about level 10 to 14 or so to about level 35-ish in about an hour or so with double XP, whether that be a token or just during a double XP weekend or something like that. So you do want to make the most of those periods of time, whether that be, as I said, a double XP token, depending on the length of time, or during a double XP weekend. You want to be just grinding as much as possible during those periods of time to make the most of the double XP. I do have a little bit of an interesting tip here that I did discover the other day. I'm not really sure whether this is a bug or not, or whether it actually does even apply on console, but here it is. Okay, so here we are over in Modern Warfare, of course. You can see that the XP tokens are available, and then there we don't have the double pass tier experience that is currently going on in Cold War. So if we go into here, we actually can see that we do have a bunch of double XP tokens and stuff like that. You can see that we also have 4 double weapon XP tokens, and over on Cold War, which I'll show in just a second, we've only got 2. So if we do activate some of these tokens here, we want to use a double weapon XP token as well, and then maybe one of these double XP tokens to use as well. Basically, we just turn on these bad boys, we chuck them up like this, activate them. It shouldn't take too long to activate. You get those double weapon XP and also the double XP. And then I will just jump quickly back over to Cold War and show you that these do apply on both sides. So of course, just a quick hop, skip and a jump over to Cold War now. And you can see that these passes or the double XP tokens are still active. 58 minutes, 17 seconds, 58 minutes and 20 seconds. Now, if you are like me and you do have plenty of double XP tokens floating around, like you've collected a bunch in Modern Warfare, which I have, you definitely can use them, make use of them in like Warzone and stuff like that. Make use of them in Cold War, make use of them in Modern Warfare. These are all shared bonuses. So if you do pop them in Modern Warfare, jump over to Cold War and just sort of go ham leveling up those weapons, because it does take a little while still to level up those weapons, even with the most recent sort of increases to experience gain. So if you are, of course, like me, you have loads of leftover double XP tokens from these previous games. And as we just mentioned previously, basically they're usable in any of the games. Like you want to use it in Warzone or something like that, you just go in there and spray people down. You can use a double XP token from Modern Warfare, Cold War, whatever you do want to do. Of course, you do get those double XP tokens from the Battle Pass as well, which is very nice. So if you haven't purchased the Battle Pass yet, this is a very good way to get weapon XP as well. So if you do or are interested in that, keep that in mind. But as I said, I'm not really 100% sure if that does apply to console. So whether you can switch between these two games, I imagine you would be able to just switch from, say, Modern Warfare to like Cold War. You would have to change your discs out and stuff like that if you aren't running digital versions, but it works on PC as of right now. Of course, as usual, we do want to be playing in-game modes that keep us in the game for longer. Domination, hardpoint, combined arms and stuff like that really do keep you in the game and engaged for longer. The larger amount of kills that you get, of course, the more weapon experience that you're going to gain, and the higher level unlocks you're going to get as well. Some of the later unlocks, like your level 53s and 54s, can take a very long time, so it is recommended that you do all of your grinding on the double XP weekends, periods of time and stuff like that, and you play like Domination, you play Hardpoint, Combined Arms and stuff like that. Also, playing in game modes that do offer double XP, as we have seen in Warzone recently, there is that double XP for specific game modes and stuff like that to keep people interested playing this specific game mode, which is always a good thing to try out. You also want to make sure that you aren't backing out of your games. From what I have seen, sometimes if you back out of the game, you just aren't getting any of the experience that you're given, which is interesting. I'm pretty sure that is a design of the game feature rather than something that's like a bug or anything like that. They want you to be completing your games basically because it sort of makes a bad experience for everyone else if people just rage quit and stuff like that. So if you do stick around in the end of the game, you'll end up getting your rewards, your attachments and stuff like that. They might have changed this since the start of the game because I know you could not back out at all. If you did back out, you lost everything, like all the attachments and stuff. Even if you put attachments on your weapon, you would lose them all, and it's not a good place to be. So don't back out of your games, make sure you do stick around. Of course, one of the best game modes that you can be playing in, as you may know, is of course Fireteam Dirty Bomb. Fireteam Dirty Bomb is about 20%, 25% quicker in other game modes than something like just like your team deathmatches, your dominations and stuff like that. Simply, you get more experience in Fireteam Dirty Bomb. There is gameplay in the background, of course. Essentially, all you want to do is just run around and get kills. You do want to be getting the downs on people and then, of course, finishing them off. From what I can tell, you do get a small amount of experience for downing someone and a little bit more experience for finishing off that kill as well. And there's just lots of opportunities. Like, there's so many people on those game modes. You can just drop in behind people from the parachute very, very easily. Take a couple of people out, die if that's your option, and then do it all again. There's lots of opportunities to get kills here. So you need to be playing Fireteam Dirty Bomb a fair bit during double XP weekends and stuff like that, because that's how you make the most of your experience gains. As I said, it is about 20-ish% faster than any other game mode. But of course, more game modes that you can play. Zombies is also a fairly okay method at getting weapon experience. It is definitely slower than the other options. I believe it's about 20% slower than something like Fireteam Dirty Bomb. But of course, Zombies is a decent way to get experience. There's no pressure. There's nothing really that can go wrong. All you have to do is just train zombies around, kill as many as possible. You will also get some nice skins and stuff like that as well. But for the most part, all you really want to be doing is just playing in game modes that keep you in the game, whether that be in multiplayer, Warzone, or of course zombies. Basically just killing things, killing people, killing players in Fireteam Dirty Bomb. Zombies, of course, will also work. You can pretty much do whatever you like, but as long as you are getting as many kills as possible, you will continue to rack up those experience. And as I said, double XP, very, very important, of course. Of course, in terms of attachments and stuff like that, from Modern Warfare, we have seen perks and stuff like that that did offer you more experience for headshots and stuff like that. There isn't really anything that does apply a similar effect in any of the Cold War weapons and anything like that. But for the most part, you want to be using attachments that make the most of some weapon statistics. So if, for example, the MAC-10 that we can see here, this weapon is good at those close quarters engagements, has a very high fire rate, so you want to be making most of the statistics that do those jobs for you. Of course, something like a 5mm laser is an absolutely fantastic attachment for something like this. You sprint around everywhere, don't really have to worry about aiming down sight, just hit fire people until the cows come home. Because you are grinding and stuff like that, you're trying to get as many kills as possible, you actually want to do it in an easy fashion. You don't want to be taking too much work or making too much effort out of it. You want to be doing it as easy as possible, and there's nothing really much easier than just running around and sprinting and hip firing people. But in saying that, you do have to be picking your weapons and stuff like that. You don't just want to be running around with an LMG hip firing people because it's just not going to work. You have to suit yourself and your attachments to how you do want the gun to play for you, and then improve on those stats and make sure you get those new attachments when you do unlock them and stuff like that, because as you do, of course, get those levels, you will eventually be getting more attachments and you'll be increasing and improving your weapon as you go. Of course, as you can see here, we have recently been given daily challenges to complete, and of course the challenge tab is always available with stuff to do. Like, you just got so many different options to unlock different tokens and stuff like that, get more experience. This also helps your rank, which we're 58, I think prestige 4-ish at the moment. But the daily challenges, of course, do give you nice amounts of experience, and I believe at some point they're probably going to offer rewards as well, like your banners, your badges and stuff like that, so that's pretty cool as well. But basically, these are simple little challenges that make up the monotony. So you can get 25 kills with lethal equipment, pretty easy, 10 kills with frag grenades, and of course destroy 10 aerial kill streaks. So it gives you a nice variety of ways to play the game, which is of course very, very interesting and can help break up that monotony which does occur sometimes. It's just jump into a Call of Duty game, shoot the man, and you can play this in a different way, so it makes the game a little bit more interesting here. But for the most part, you'll be doing most of your weapon XP, as I said previously a bunch of times throughout this video, through grinding, of course. There isn't really much way around it. It is simply playing the game during the double XP periods and making the most of these beneficial game modes that do give you the most experience, that of course being Fireteam Dirty Bomb, and then stuff like Domination, Hardpoint, Combined Arms and stuff like that that do give you loads of time to get lots of kills, and you do end up getting a lot of experience as a result. But anyway guys, hopefully this did help you out and you do get on your way to leveling up some of these more powerful weapons and unlocking some of the later unlocks, because they do take a very long time still, even those like 53 to 54, so going from level 53 to 54 is basically the same as going from like level 1 to 10. Like, there's a lot of experience that you do have to gain between those two levels. So hopefully these tips here did make it a little bit easier for you to level up your weapons very quickly. If you did enjoy this one, make sure you do hit that subscribe button with those notifications turned on. As I said, we're looking for 4,000 subscribers by the end of the year, but there is only a couple of days left, so if you could help me out, I would massively appreciate that. Thank you very much for watching this one, as I said, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!